Hello and welcome to the channel. Today, we're going to be taking a look at the NECA Friday the 13th Part 3 Ultimate Jason Voorhees figure. This figure comes with two heads, a pitchfork, an axe, a fire poker, a spear gun, a knife, a machete, and a wrench for Jason Voorhees. As you can see, because this is Friday the 13th Part 3, it has a generically clean mask. It just has all of the chevrons. The only damage really is to the nose. The best example of this is probably the Freddy vs. Jason mask, which was trying to emulate this mask, which is, very close to that. But the chevrons on this one are smaller. Other than that, you can see around the back, it just has these kind of straps, and they're the black straps, not brown straps like Part 6. If you take that off, you can just see that it is the normal Part 3 face with kind of the weird looking forehead and eyebrows and one droopy eye to this side, and not a completely angry mouth or anything, kind of a calm face. And then this head simply just pops off like that. It comes off the easiest out of any NECA head that I've had. And the other face is for the end of the movie when he gets the axe lodged in his head. You can see that there's just the pretty simple axe wound right there with the blood kind of dripping down the side like that. But other than that, it's just the same mask. A bit of that chevron is missing on the side, if you see there, and nose damage is still consistent. If we take the mask off, it's this kind of angry, kind of weird looking smile head from the end of the movie, with the giant bloody gash in the top of the head. This is my favorite representation of the axe wound throughout all the NECA figures, because there's just blood pouring down the side, and you can see it on the neck and on the shirt, and I just think it looks really good for the figure. You can see it's all spotty, and his teeth are all messed up, and I just think this looks great. It's my favorite face to display the figure with. Moving on to his accessories, we're going to start with his pretty simple machete. Now, you can see this one, it reminds you of kind of the Part 6 one that NECA came out with, except the Part 6 one is a lot thicker and lighter in kind of the metal detailing that it has, as you can see. But the handles are very similar. And if we bring in the Part 4, you can see it is just stained in blood, and the handle is, not as good as the Part 3 one, but it is accurate to the film. But these are two very different machetes. But the most different one by far is the Freddy vs. Jason machete, which is really just a sword in the movie. Now this one just pretty simply fits into his hand. You got to get that part in, but it slides in. You can twist it to get it a bit more stable in there, and you can really just pose it however you like. That's usually the machete pose you'll give to Jason, which is him just having it above his head. The next accessory that he comes with is the axe. Now this pretty simply fits just right into his hand, and you can slide it in and out. You probably hold it by the kind of this end. This can also go up. Looks pretty good, but the main function of this axe is not for it to be held by Jason, but actually used against Jason like it is in the film. So you can see it has this chrome bit on the end right there, which is how it came, and you can just kind of stick it in the top there in his head, which does take a little bit of force. But if you get it correct, you can have the axe just sticking out of his head like it is in the movie, and I think it looks pretty good if you put his arms up with it, like he's reaching out in that one scene. And yeah, so I really like the axe for that reason. I will sometimes display him with the axe in his head. The next accessory is his pitchfork that he uses in the movie. You can see it's just pretty simple. It's got a bit of wood texturing and a bit of metal texturing, but not too much. It also just slides right into this hand with a bit of force, and you can have him sideways like this and grab it with this open hand. And I think that looks really good. Have him look sideways with it, just like that. So that's how the pitchfork looks with the figure. He also comes with the spear gun that he uses in that one scene in the movie. And I'm going to keep his hands like that because you can pose the spear gun like that. You can see it has the pretty simple kind of metal texture along with the rubber parts for the spear gun that helps it shoot. The rest of it is just a simple black, and this part right here just fits into his hand. If I can get it in like that, and just kind of pose it, so you can have him shoot it like that, or just with the one hand like he has it in the movie. He also comes with a fire poker, which fits very loosely in his hand. You kind of have to pose it in a specific way, but it looks really good. You can have him, pose it sideways or front facing, and I do really like how this looks with him. The only other fire poker I have is the one from the Halloween 2018 figure, which, in my opinion, is a lot more flimsy than this fire poker, but it does look just as good. His other accessory is the knife, which has, enough detailing on the handle and some blood on the tip where he gets stabbed in the knee in the movie, which is right there. And it also just slides right into his hand. This is probably my least favorite accessory, but I do enjoy that they added it. And lastly is the wrench, which he uses to kind of beat up and knock out the bikers in the movie, and that just fits right into his hand. And this is probably my least displayed accessory with him, but you can have it just kind of hold like that. If we go into more of a general overview of him, I already showed you the face with kind of the blood bleeding down from the neck. You can see they have the white undershirt just kind of there. And what I do like is in this movie you can see his eyes under the mask a lot, so they do have that. If we turn around to the back, you can see it's just his simple green work shirt. He does have the kind of hunchback that he has in the film. And if you come down, he has the kind of bluish gray work pants with the injury to the leg that he gets right there in the knee, along with just his work boots. And, he has just his hands. There is no replacement hands because all the accessories fit in the one hand. There's just a bit of blood detailing on the shirt. And that's about it. It's a very classic look for Jason, which means it's a very simple look. And I do very much like that. I've brought in the two other kind of classic designs I have for Jason's in, just for a bit of comparison. Obviously, the most different mask is the part 6 with the blacked out eyes, different holes, and different chevrons. But these two masks are fairly similar. I think this one is a bit wider to compensate for the face of the part 4 figure. But other than that, I think it's a fairly similar mold. Obviously, the shirts for each of the figures are all different. The only mold that I think is the same among these two are the pants, because this one has the tatters and the work boots are all the same, which makes sense. I think these guys look really good right next to each other. They make a very good display piece, and I'm very happy to have all of them in my collection. One more notable thing about this figure isn't actually having to do with the figure, but the box art. Now, because this film is in 3D, what they did is they had the kind of 3D effect on the box, which looks really good in person. It actually, it looks very 3D, and I appreciate that they did this. It makes it a really cool thing to display the figure with. Around the sides, you just have those parts if you really care about the sides. And yeah, I really love the box because I love displaying the figures with the box, and I think it's a very good looking box for the figure. If you liked this video, please like and subscribe. Thank you for watching until the very end. Until next time, bye!